We may not like it, we may deny it, we may resist it, but the reality is things are changing. Our world is changing, the church is changing, our lives are changing. This year in particular, there are days when our lives seem forever changed. The world is different and nothing is like it used to be. There are days when the temples of our life and our world fall. We all have temples. Some have been given to us. Others we've built for ourselves. Sometimes our temples are people, places, values and beliefs. The things that we think structure and order our lives, give meaning and identity. Things that provide security. Or at least we think they do, until they fall. In today's gospel, some were speaking about the temple. It's what structured their community. It structured their community, gave identity and meaning. Jesus says, "The days will come when not one stone will be left upon another. All will be thrown down." Jesus is speaking about more than just the physical temple in Jerusalem. So what do we do on the day our temple falls? Change has its way of pushing us into the future. What will happen now? What do I do? How do I get through this? If we are not careful, we will soon be living in a future we do not have. Living in a future that we've created in our heads. Jesus doesn't ask us to speculate about the future. He calls us to be faithful in the present, in the now. Jesus calls us to be still, to be quiet, to not be led astray. Be faithful, steadfast, persevere, here and now. Jesus calls us to be present and faithful wherever we find ourselves, whatever the circumstances. Jesus is calling us to the virtue of stability. We are to remain fully present and faithful, no matter how uncomfortable life may be. In doing so, we discover that God has always been with us, in the changes, the challenges, the chances, and the chaos of life, in the destruction of our temples. Stone by stone, God rebuilds our life, restores the original beauty of our life and world. For God rebuilds what we cannot. This is the ongoing story of God recreating life out of loss and ruin, a story of God rejoicing in God's people. On Sunday, there is another change, a change in the church's year. The season of Advent begins, a time to prepare for God's coming into our lives, not only as the babe in the manger, but as God, three in one, who seeks to teach us all in the here and now, and who ultimately will gather us all in the heavenly kingdom. So today, this week, as you prepare for all that Advent brings, take a moment to be still, to be. Quiet your mind, and may you know calmness in listening, and may your seeing and hearing be rooted in the silence of God's presence.